Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome. Welcome and welcome. How are we all doing? That's looking not too bad actually. Both GJ and gold looking quite promising. So without further ado, guys, let's get this show on the road. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where you are around the world. Hope you're all doing well, guys. So looking at potential gold setups, moving forward into potentially a next hourly candle. Just depends where his candle closes right now on the 15 and 30 and the hourly. Obviously coming into the closure of the new hourly candle, we could potentially be looking at some gold buys. GJ now, so GJ is now making the potential move down as well, so there could be options to sell GJ. So it's all happening, guys. So let's get stuck into it and let's quickly have a look to see what we've got in regards to the news for our session here today. Nothing during our time on the charts just now, otherwise there is some high impact news to come for the US dollar 30 minutes into MY session, so it's something to be wary of. Anyway, guys, if you could smash the like button and let's get cracking with the analysis. And I will start with gold today because we could have a potential entry very shortly. And now looking at the weekly, so we've now pulled back above the 50% of that previous weekly candle. Now if we begin to form a support above that level, then I think there's a high probability at that point, and this could have been the lowest point of the new weekly candle, and we could be ready to head back up, potentially flipping that weekly back bullish. Don't yet, it doesn't necessarily have to do so, but if we remain above that 50%, there's a good chance it will pull back deeper into its own candle. What we've got on the daily now is structure is bearish, but what we do have is counter probabilities to the upside. We've just broken the high of that previous candle, which closed a bullish candle, leaving along with to the downside. Tap into some support here further to the left hand side, only to bounce off. So potentially we again looking good for continuation to the upside based off the counter probabilities on the daily. The 4 hour, technically it still remains bullish. It's not closed below this swing point, so it's a stubborn level. It's closed right at it. We are bouncing off it. We're starting to pull away from it, create that impulse to the upside. We've broken above the previous 4 hour high. We've obviously broken the resistance. So we're looking good for potential continuation to the upside. We've got some clean traffic to the left hand side as well. So let's quickly go down to the 30-minute time frame. And what we can see is now we've broken above a resistance over here to the left, which lines up that daily high. We have retested that range below, only to pop back above it, leaving a long wick to the downside. So what I'm looking at is we close up near the high of that previous hourly candle, then I feel it's a high probability, so long as we make a lower wick on the new hourly candle. We don't need to necessarily pull back to retest this zone. We've already done it within the current candle. Obviously we've got the closure above. We've had pretty much a tap in. We've had it nonetheless on the 15 either way. So if we were to close up near the high here, then I feel there's a good chance and high probability that we will continue to the upside. So I'm just going to mark in minor resistance here on the 15-minute time frame. And for me, definitely looking for the continuation buys above the current daily candles high. We've got the 30-minute structure being bullish. We've got the 4 hour structure still technically bullish. So based off that and based off the way the current weekly is forming, I'm more favoring the buys at the moment. So that is what I will be looking for the time being. Just remove that zone to the downside. Now, as far as the sell options, guys, just below the resistance that we've just broken out of recently, we have formed support. Let's go to the 30. Form support here at this 26.37 to 26.36 sort of region. If price was to begin to pop back below that resistance, back below that previous daily candle's high, and close below the support at that 23.36, potentially impulse entries, but you prefer the closure below, then I would also look for a potential sell at that point there in anticipation, and we might pull back deeper into that range, potentially coming back down to that 26.27 sort of region. So that would be my entry point for a sell at the moment. Otherwise, all about the buys, guys. I'll likely remove this zone shortly. So that's with 5 minutes left. I'm waiting for this count to close, and I'm gonna potentially be looking at some gold options. So just be wary, be ready for it, guys. And let's quickly look at GJ, because GJ is also potentially going to provide an option shortly. Onto the weekly time frame, and forming a very strong bearish candle, lower high, lower low. But then it's going to be looking to see where we potentially could pull back to retest, form another resistance at, and those levels, maybe we've got a catalyst above them if we begin to pop above those minor resistance formed on the way to the downside. Daily structure has flipped bearish. Not only that, counter probabilities are bearish. We're getting closer now to that 190.70 region, which I mentioned at the beginning of the week. That is the potential target of the higher time frame. Let's mark in the current daily candles high, and let's go into the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour, that is the most recent resistance. Structure is bearish to the downside. Do have a little bit more margin, by the looks of it, but the fact of the matter is we're 2/3 of the way down to that support. So we're 2/3 of the way through the potential move to the support. Is it a little bit too late? A 30-minute is bearish. We have clean traffic to the left as well, down to the 4-hour support. It's still valid, but you probably could have potentially been just now. I personally wouldn't have, because that 15-minute closure on the previous candle. But what you could be looking at is potential limit orders. We have been trading throughout the day, daily candle to the downside. So at this rate, that is the other option. GJ, sell limit at like that bullish candle. Stop loss, a pretty tight one back above the 30-minute high. Or you can look for the upper wick and continuation sell. So up to you guys what you prefer. But I'm definitely preferring the sells on GJ and buys on gold. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Now we'll weigh up counter trend entries on GJ. Surely let's just see how this candle closes and see if we can get involved in potential entries on either GJ or gold. Now gold limit order, prefer the continuation, to be honest, but we may potentially have a valid limit order as well, so long as it closes 64 minimum 26.46.64. The closes above that horizontal limit order is also valid, guys, so something to ponder. I'm just checking out what the high on IC markets is. 26.41.96 of that is that bearish candle. No, it's not. Sorry, 26.45.39. 26.45.39 could be a potential entry point on gold. Stop loss would probably have to be back below 30 low. Is glad I got that out of the way. So they're the options, guys. Now both are valid upon continuation orders as well, so just be careful, just be wary, guys, that it may not necessarily pull back to tap into those limit order levels. As long as it's got a decent low wick, we don't really have to retest anything. We've already done that on gold. We've already retested this zone, so we can pull away from it. I'd be happy just to have a bit of low wick and then look for continuation buys as well. So that is the other option, guys. So we got just over a minute left. I'm gonna focus on gold. You guys focus on what you want to focus on. Stop loss, the limit order. Stop loss wouldn't be all that bad. Looking around just over 30 pips. The issue of the continuation is the stop loss. That's the only concern. If you're looking at a massive stop loss, so prefer the limit order to present at the moment. Otherwise, you're just going to have to use the entry candle, the low as the stop loss. So get ready, guys, because I'm going to flip through both gold and GJ, because if one doesn't give me what I want to see, the other one might, and I'm just going to have to quickly enter. So be ready. Just under 20 seconds remaining. and then I will say g'day to the chat once we've seen if we can get involved in a trade. 10 seconds, guys. All right, I've set a gold limit order. I might even set a GJ limit. All right, it's gold. All right, I want now, so want to see this candle pull back. If it tags me, I'll keep the limit order in for the time being. But as long as it makes a decent lower wick, got clean traffic to the left. The other option is to place the buy stop back above this candle's high right now. Stop loss, you'd have to use the entry count. You'd be looking about 16, 17 pips. GJ, you'd be looking at 191.307 as a potential entry point. All right, gold. So I'm gonna place a little buy order just above behind this candle. So I'm currently in a gold buy. Actually, no, I'm not being triggered just yet. What's my entry? 43. I've got the entry set up. So not in, but I'm about to be in. I'm involved in GJ. GJ I think's been triggered in. Yep, GJ's in, guys, so be very careful how I'm in on GJ sells on that limit order. So the entry was, like I mentioned before, 307. I actually got tagged in at 309. Sorry guys, it's all happening. There's a stop loss. So you could be running some gold buys at the moment. Not been triggered into gold buys just yet. $26.48.58 is the entry. Yeah, I was looking at 39 because I was looking at 26.45.39 on the limit order. So limit order might get tagged in on gold still. Limit order is very close to being tagged in. All right, GJ struggling a bit, pulling back a little bit more than what I want it to. So my limit order is set at 26.45.39. All right, GJ. All looking great. Not a big stop loss. Very difficult to manage these limit order entries, especially when your stop loss is above the previous counter high. All right. I'm closing GJ. Well, I'm closing half anyway. Closed half at -10. So I've still got the buy stop in, and that is at 26.48.58. 26.48.58. Looks like a limit order will not get triggered in. All right, guys, if you could smash the like button. Sorry, just haven't been able to get to the chat just yet. Who we got? Franco, good morning to you. Beats, good morning. Rick, good morning to you. Beats, Rick, Franco, same guys. Hope you're all guys. Welcome. So still running in GJ as well. I'm currently sat in about 8 pip drawdown, closed half. Cloud, good morning to you. Steve, good morning, mate. All right, let's see. Is gold going to get triggered in? Not in yet. Not being triggered in. Hate running 2 trades at the same time, to be honest, but I'm going to close GJ. I'm not happy with that. It's pulled back too far, not interested in that anymore. So I closed it at about 12, -12. That's all right. Let's see on gold. Yeah, so in this case, probably would have been best to look for the continuation play. That ends the winning streak. Well, yeah, anyway. Not a great start to the day, but all good. Let's see on gold. Limit order would have been within about a pip. Or a couple pips of being triggered in. Almost, but not quite. So you can probably remove the limit order just now. Ah, man, look at GJ. Coming back down, of course. Of course. Alright, let's see. Still not being triggered. Looking really nice in a 5-minute. Looking like a really nice strong closure just here. Alright, nice closure on the 5 minute. 30 minute, again, we're looking still good in my opinion. We've got clean traffic to the left. Anyone's holding GJ, nice one. You're back in entry. Members, I've just sent you guys a link if you are interested in joining. All right, I'm in, guys. Once again, not the easiest to manage because the entry channel is the stop loss, so you gotta give it a little bit of room. Bit of a struggle at the moment. The only really way to manage this, in my opinion, is based off the 15 minute. If the 15 minute closes bearish, could cut partials. Maybe not our day, guys. Struggling. Rick, wait there, yeah. A continuation. I've still actually got my limit order set in. This is what the ones who call tag and drag. It tags you in and just all the way back. It literally just must have just tagged me in. Yeah, not looking good. 15's about to close quite a strong, more just a weak candle. Still closing, yeah, or maybe a little bit too strong. Consider cutting half, guys. Consider cutting half. I'm gonna leave it, but if you want to manage it, consider cutting half for the time being. Unbelievable, GJ. All part of it. All part of it. There's not much you can do. Oh, gold. 5 minute looks like it could pull back a bit further. I still think the limit order might get tagged in, to be honest. Issue is my stop loss on this trade is just below the limit order. It's actually just above the limit order. I'll take that back. Yeah, I'm not liking this, guys. Sorry. Really not liking it anymore. Doesn't need to keep continuing back. I'd rather get in lower down, to be honest. So, see if the limit order does trigger in. Shit, really shit start today, isn't it? But it is what it is. It happens. What's to do on gold? What's to do on gold? I've got the limit order set. I'm not comfortable in the current trade. Bit of a conundrum at the moment. Took a loss? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm struggling trusting at the moment too, to be honest. Feel it should have made the move already, to be honest. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. The last option is, like I mentioned, that limit order. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. So this isn't good practice, and I could get absolutely burnt. But I'm gonna move my stop loss on the current position. There's no point getting tagged out and then getting tagged straight back into another trade. Now, again, it's not good practice. I wouldn't recommend it. But I'm accepting of the risk. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just widen this stop loss to back below. Personally, widen it to 26.53.40. No, 20. That's the tip. 26.44.48. Sorry, guys. All over the shop. 26.44.48. Oh man. And limit order set at, like I mentioned before, 26.45.39, 26.45.39. Based off the 15. That candle there to the left. Stop loss on that. 26.41.82. It's about there, roughly. So again, if this was to close weak, then you could potentially have a new option if you want to take it upon continuation. We've had a decent pause now on a 30. A couple kind of pull back on a 15. So that is the next option. Is just a bit quiet at the moment. The actual count itself is not really moving much. The volume doesn't seem to be there at the moment. Really slow in the moment. Abdul, more to you, mate. Yeah, so there could be options above the high on the next candle. The limit order is no longer really valid, guys. I'm gonna remove it. If you're not in a gold trade, what I'd be waiting for is this candle's close, and then look for potential entries on the break of a 15-minute high on the following candle.
Hey, good morning.
Franco, good morning, mate. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. What about
That's
you?
good. Yeah, it's all happening quickly this morning. Yeah, things look good, but not really going my way so far. But we'll see. Gold's still got the full position on gold, so
it's on its way.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially, GJ wasn't good.
Unfortunately, yeah. I took also the trade.
Yep.
But okay, let's see what's maybe if, because on the left side we have a clean traffic on gold here. So
Yeah. Made a pullback. A bit of another pause just here, coming to once again high time volume. So I think it's, as long as it closes strong, it's looking pretty good for continuation.
did you hedge? I mean, on the lower.
No, it didn't get treed in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've removed the limit order. So just the original position, that's it.
But it's looking quite good right now.
Yeah, right now it's looking better. Still stuck in 6-pip drawdown. Has to close strong though. If it closes back bearish, then it's gonna be a tough one. 30 look okay if it close like so. A little bit of another pause, and if it breaks on the following candle, it's a good chance we'll continue. So yeah, we'll see. Bit of a lower wick on the new M30. M15 is actually closing back bearish as well. Being stubborn at the moment.
But it's a weak bearish candle, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's 30 looks okay. 15 doesn't.
Yeah, I would prefer to have maybe a weak bullish candle to have a minus support there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Excuse me. Playing with our nerves. Yeah, it's just gold doing gold things. That's what it does. It's very volatile. Doesn't always do what we think it'll do. Can't always be right. stark contrast to last week though, isn't it? Trades were done within a minute on gold. Straight to TP. Have a look at GJ at the moment. So that was the earlier limit order sell. Now it's just not really trading. I mean, it's a slow trickle to the downside. You've got no real solid move. Every strong bearish candle seems to be met by another pause to pretty much straight after it. So maybe it's grabbing a bit more liquidity before London's open. But a bit tricky at the moment. Look really good. Perhaps should have waited for a break of that candle's low. Seems a liquidity candle. We probably didn't need to pull back. If we were, maybe we're going to pull back further, which is what happened. So it's what it is. Slowest train way it is. It's bloody annoying. It's, to be honest, I'm not used to seeing a slow trade. It's very slow.
Maybe it's calm before the storm.
Yeah, perhaps, hopefully storm which goes the right way. But it is a very slow trade. It's really, really slow. May have had my entry a little bit too close to the high of when it broke its own candle. Joe, yeah, I cut the full thing, mate. I cut the full thing ages ago. Cut it at -9 and 12, I think it was, pretty sure. Definitely around 12 was the full, the end position where I cut the rest. Come on, gold. JJ needs a strong bearish closure or potential continuation sells at the open. being stubborn, gold. So once again, if you're not in a trade, what you could be looking for is buys above the previous candle's high. Stop loss, I'd probably have it just back at that zone. That'd be below the previous M30. I'm definitely gonna drag stop loss up now. Gabby, yeah, I got triggered into a gold trade. Been in drawdown the entire trade so far. Yeah, and maybe a little bit rushed, perhaps. May not have set the entry point in the right spot. That's the thing when you're trying to run with a couple trades. Really, it can be messy. It can be really messy. I don't recommend doing it. So it's not something I will do moving forward. Lesson learned. Because I may not have even been triggered in had I properly got the entry point right. Oh. I might fall asleep before London open. Yeah, it's not looking good, guys. This is not looking fantastic at the moment. Let's flip back bearish. I've got the 5-minute closure. Pretty strong candle. We're still above this resistance though, so I mean, it's still, in my opinion, it's still good. Still good if it actually taps back, begins to break above the previous candle's high. As long as we remain above the resistance we've recently broken out of, there's a good chance it could flip and begin to hit back bullish, but keeps pulling back. My concern is that it may pull back to actually tap in, bounce off it, and then take me out before it goes again. Yeah, it's not what I want it to be at this stage, pulling back further. So once again, it's time to consider managing trade. I've closed it, guys. I'm not going to sit through that anymore. So yeah, I've taken a 20 pip loss on that one. It's all right. It's all part of it. Again, my bad. Perhaps I did not get in the right point. That's could have been that could have been what happened, to be honest. Being rushed, but again, learn a lesson. So all good. I'm the guinea pig. I'm the one putting myself out there live. So it is what it is. But I'm no longer in this trade, guys. So closed it just in case it does pull back into that resistance. If you want to keep it open, it will pull my pants down. You watch, like GJ pretty much did after I closed it, and gold looks like it might do the same just now. It's tough. It's tough one. That's going to put me back on that 80%, but all good. Rick, yeah, I'm not taking on the trade. I've already broken my rules once. I'm not going to keep breaking, because then it's just dig a deep hole and all of a sudden the month will be in a negative if I do something stupid. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to chase it back. I'm just going to sit, chill, answer your questions if you have any. I'll walk you through some entries if that's you guys looking at anything. But I need to just take a seat back and start to follow some rules again and stick to my plan. So I've had two losses. I'm not going to throw my hat in the ring once again for now anyway. Doing update, it is. It's just all part of it. If you can't accept it, then you never end up progressing. So you need to accept it. And again, if you've had a shit day, you walk away. And that's what I'm personally going to do. I'm not going to look to take another trade myself. Mr. Phil, good morning to you. Rick, wait for MY? Yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, there is a good chance it can go, but there is a chance being London Open that could pull back once again to grab more liquidity, and I would have been stopped out either way and not closed it. So I'm not going to get stuck in that another potential pullback. The alley looks good for a buy above as well. There's 15 minutes until the open. I thought this session opened just now. Yeah, so apologies guys, sorry about today. If you've followed along, you've had a pretty shit ass day. But yeah, it's all part of it. Spent a long time today on the upgrade to the course. We're looking really good. It's looking really good at the moment. Actually updated some sections as well, so it's a quiet stream today. 23, there's been no more than 25 the whole stream. Imagine tomorrow there'll be about 10 after today. Anyone looking at anything else, guys?
I'm still in the gold trade.
Yeah, nice one.
And my stop loss is below the bearish candle, M30 candle.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. And I'm thinking if we break the high, so there's a good chance to go up.
Yeah,
more.
for sure. Maybe a weak bearish closure in the alley as well. So
yeah, was also looking for GU buys, but it was not. I waited for my entry, and it didn't trigger.
oh, limit order.
Yeah, no, at least a tap in to the recent resistance.
Okay, yeah.
Because and there was no retest, even also not on the 5 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. The other closure there, so you sort of had it within. We're talking about this. We're talking about this, like we sort of had it within the catalyst candle, within this M30, very early into the candle.
Yeah, I dropped my. Okay, for me, I draw my zone a little bit different at the end. I draw it on the M30, and yeah, therefore maybe it seems a little bit different to yours right now.
Alright, maybe you're using that, or
Correct.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it definitely has tapped in. Joey, close to bar limit entry. Yeah, it was a couple pips. It would have been about 3 or 4 pips in because I had it a little bit lower down. But yeah, that would have been the play. The limit order had been triggered in. Marvy, watching if GCAD buys would have played out. Just watching GCAD. Well, why not just now? Yeah, see, GCAD's a slow trickle up. It's against the actual structure itself. Assuming it's against the weekly. Actually, it's pretty strong current weekly candle. Not liking that quick exhaustion on the previous day, the long upper wick, suggesting a bit of exhaustion on the previous daily candle. The current broke its own low. If the structure being bearish, could be good for potential sells. The 4 hour is bullish. Trying some higher highs, higher lows. This just looks like a waterfall waiting to happen, in my opinion. Very, very little volume. And it's a really slow trickle up. So yeah, I see what you mean. Like it does look like it could break, but in my opinion, it's against the 30-minute structure. It also looks like it could just tank at any second. Being that slow trickle up, you really need a strong catalyst, and I'd rather a catalyst to pretty much present after a bearish candle, if that makes sense. So would really like to have seen something like this happen, where this candle really strongly engulfs, and then probably just look for a continuation buy. That might suggest the volume's popped in. Whereas right now it's just a slow trickle. You got one decent bullish candle, bearish, bullish, bearish. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It is moving to the upside, but there's nothing to really give me the confidence that it's just going to make a move if you buy stop the high of this candle, for instance, at London Open. It could do it, but I don't know. Intuition is telling me, along with the structure and the bias, that there's a good chance it could just do that as well. So for me, the entry point would be pretty much below that support, and that's probably what I prefer to wait for. And when I really start to trust the buys is when you get that volume coming in, and maybe you miss the initial move and you're waiting for that pullback and support to form. You know, something like so. Makes sense. Nice one. After we're looking at GJ for counter closes below. Yeah, it still makes sense. Similar to GCAT, it just hasn't made the move, so you need a. This is very similar, but to the opposite direction. So you really want to see a strong closure now on GJ. Sorry, below. Yeah, looking back at it, and you're allowed to make mistakes, guys. It happens. It happens. Looking back at it, I got to critique myself. I don't think it was valid on the limit order. That to me resembles consolidation. So we're pretty much come from the consolidation of 15. So I probably should not have looked at taking it again. Should have, could have, would have, whatever. It's a loss at the end of the day, but you can always learn from it. So I've got to be a little bit more selective with the limit orders. That's what this is telling me. It looked okay on the 30, but on the 15 it just looked like trash. It is just pure consolidation. So yes, it's a slow trickle down, but the catalyst came out of consolidation. So lesson learned that one. Well, that's the beauty about these sessions, guys. We're gonna win, lose or draw. We're gonna learn. Definitely gonna learn something. Unfortunately, a lot can't take a loss and we'll leave the stream. That's fair enough. That's up to them. But you guys just stick around. We learn together at the same time. So again, what I think will happen, it doesn't mean I can just trade it on what I think, but what I think will happen gold, I still believe it. Looking good to head back up, but I'm not going to re-enter. But in my opinion, it's a very weak pullback right now. There is very little volume to the downside. So perhaps as long as we continue to remain above this 2642 region and above the most recent minor resistance, then should be right to continue up. Mr. Roger Banks was on today, was he? There you go. Probably why our numbers are so low on stream. Rick, time for memes. Speaking of memes, meme coins. Not that Bitcoin is meme coin, but looking at Bitcoin then. All the panic when it dropped to 91k. This is a healthy correction, that's all. That's all. Even a 20% correction on Bitcoin would be nothing at this point. It's so high up, it will make sense for it to pull back to lower down. Wow, there's a lot of support here at 90k, even down to 87k. So it wouldn't surprise me if it does pull back to around 87k. If it loses that level, then it could spark a deeper correction down to around that 77k, and that will really that will just panic will go through the altcoins and it will melt, completely melt. But I have some low ball limit orders in some of these altcoins, which if Bitcoin melts, they may get triggered in. So that'll be interesting to see. It will stop me out of one position. Like, actually, no, it won't. No, it won't. It's still well, it shouldn't. Who knows? Wow, GJ. London Open, guys. GJ melting gold. Still above that resistance without really doing much. Yeah, for me to be no re-entry in gold just now. About everyone else, anyone else looking at anything at the moment? GCAD close. No, it's still nothing at all there in my opinion. EuroCAD looks very similar. EJ similar to GJ. Would not have been taking impulse entry personally. And gold's about to fly.
Hopefully.
Still, I mean, again, in my opinion, it still looks alright as long as it continues to remain above this level. But
it's very indecisive.
Yeah, you've got that London Open unknown at the moment.
Yeah, breaking the high and the lows of the previous candle on the 50. So
yeah,
really didn't know where to go. But it seems some pressure on the US pairs, so weak dollar, because USD, GJ's, US
yeah, and
dollar,
XY coming down a bit.
So there's some pressure on it.
Yeah.
because EU and EU is going up.
Yeah, all the majors are moving upwards at the moment, just a little bit. The XY is coming down a bit. Alrighty guys, is there any questions? Because otherwise I think I might get going. So I've got a big evening on my end here with the members, the MY call. Again, I'm not going to take another trade, so I'd be looking at, I mean, if I had another trade up my sleeve, I'd be waiting for a potential gold buy still, but for the confirmation, I'd rather wait for a closure above at this point, minimum on the M15. It's just there is no momentum whatsoever at all. It's a slow pullback. It's just exhausting at the moment. It's consolidating, potentially grabbing some liquidity from the market before it makes another move. Whether it be the upside, downside, it remains to be seen at the moment. There is no real confirmation other than the fact that we keep remaining above this resistance. So if we do so, it is more probable and it can make another impulse to the upside. GJ, I just let it go down to that support just now. Wouldn't be interested in the limit order again because it's technically not really trading at the moment. It's just been coming from consolidation. I'd reassess GJ later. I'd probably wait for a pullback for a sell, but it doesn't look great in all honesty. That's about it. Gold looking pretty good now. Looking all right. Franco looks like it could get your move eventually.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, but what a tough one to hold to sit through, but good luck. But anyway guys, appreciate you guys for joining. Sorry about today, worst day in a long time on stream, but all good, it happens. Gonna take the good with the bad with the good with the bad. Yeah, so if you could hit like button on the way out, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Members, I will see you guys a little bit later on today. Yeah. Cheers guys, appreciate the support. Bye for now. Cheers.